Good morning. Okay, I'm live. I am moving my light over to my desk. Sometimes sometimes YouTube takes a little bit longer to go through this spinning thing to say we're getting ready to make you live. So I didn't realize it was gonna start me off already. Okay. Like it went so fast this time. Okay. I look like hell, but that's okay. I think there's really only one reason to go onto YouTube and not look like hell. And that is if you are a beauty influencer and you have already done your look. Probably shouldn't look like hell at that point. Other than that, free for all, right? Look however you want. Hello, Franco. Good morning. All right. Is this doing what I need it to do? Okay. All right. Let me. Yep. Okay. I'm going to share the link. I'll be ready to go. All right. How are you, Franco? I'm tired. I did a lot of writing this weekend, and none of it was on my book. Let's not. Oh, is it doing that thing again? Adora, how are you? Copy link. All right, it's doing that thing again where it's not pasting the link I'm copying. I don't know why it does that. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and I don't get it. Getting back to all things. I'm glad you're getting back to your writing, though. Oh, my hair is bugging me. Hello, Alex. My hair is bugging me, so you're gonna have to y'all are dealing with me obsessing right now. I don't like it when I can't run my fingers through my hair, but did I grab a brush today? No. It's upstairs. If I'd been late with my shower, I'd have remembered. Maybe. Are we all just waking up? Today is a Monday. It really is. Good morning. How are you, Dale? None of the kids went to school today? Are they all sick? Or they're all just playing hooky? Good morning, Kimmy. They all feel like crud. Oh, no. Poor babies. Can I just sleep my way through the day? Yes, you have my permission. Go sleep. Strep is going around by you? Ah, ooh. Hi. Void floof. Okay, but could you not step on my sweater? Could you just step on my lap? No link in the Discord. I know, I posted that. I said it wouldn't let me copy the link. For whatever reason, most mornings it lets me just copy the link and then I share it onto Discord, but today, for whatever reason, it wasn't copying over. You got dental surgery this morning. Oh my goodness. How are you feeling? Not a fan of dentists, but need to do it. Same. You're so feeling that yawn this morning. Sorry. I debated about not going live today because I was like, I need a nap. Daylight savings always hits my kids so hard. And then when it hits them, it hits me. Today, roommate's birthday, all the calls. Almost threw her phone out window. You almost threw her phone out the window because other people were calling her. Oh, I do. No, you don't. Okay, I just forgot. Let me give myself an email. Let me give myself a note. I'm sorry. Do I ever remember anything the first 15 times? Okay. got myself a note. I have been busy. All right. Nope. If you're getting up, you're leaving. We're not doing this thing. Look, say hello. Say hello. She's like, I didn't want to get up. Ow. 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 No, let go. Ow, 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 ow. Let go. Let go. Come here. Ow. Oh my God, let go. Ow. Oh my God. Not cool, cat. Void Floof is an aggressive cuddler. She is. When she's like comfortable, she does. She hugs you with all her claws. Oh man, she was like, it was like hooked in there. It was not coming out. Not cool, cat. Fellow black cat owner. She's wonderful and I love her. But man, when she wants to snuggle and she does not want you to pick her up, she will hug you. And she hugs you with all her claws. How would I market a rapid release as a new author? Okay, so rapid release. I would probably use the same tactics as I would use as like an event. So I would start building up. Like a group. Oh, I'm bleeding. I would start building up like a group. Facebook. I don't have a replacement for Facebook yet. They're making changes starting next month to their group API, which is going to make it hard to schedule posts into Facebook using like a scheduler. But if you don't mind posting like natively, should work just fine. Basically just, market as if you were marketing this series, but your call to action right now is join the event, like join the release event for, starting such and such date, and bring them into the group. So it kind of works as like an event. And then inside the group, make sure you're letting them know, like, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to release X number of books over X number of weeks, so on and so forth. And like really bang it out. And the reason I would do that like this is because you're a new author. You don't have the full platform just yet. It really hurts too. She got my vein. But since you're a new author, you don't have like a platform yet. So by getting them into a group, you can really like keep them excited much more easily than trying to like excite the public. You know what I mean? Seisha! I love you, Seisha. I hope you're doing good today. Our cat claimed an old book about buried treasure, and now she will fight you if you attempt to take it. Oh no. How would I market a... Careful with that scratch. Yeah. Talk to you on Discord. All right, Sabrina. Not sure if you're taking questions. If you're not, please ignore me. I am. Do you have advice for a young teenage author? So, okay, hang on. All right. So advice for a young teenage author. The first thing I'm going to say, and it sounds so trite, and I understand that, but it's the first advice I give everyone. So finish the book. Like, write the book. So many people get caught up in all the other things. They get caught up in, can they get an agent? They get caught up in editing. They get caught up in the entire process. And then they talk themselves right out of writing the book. So finish writing the book. Everything else can be figured out or fixed later down the line, but you can't do anything else unless you have the book written. So I would say finish the book. That's the first thing that you're going to want to do. Define good. I am Terry today, but I'm here. Terry, but here is good. Absolutely. I appreciate it. Thanks, Naomi. You're welcome. Noah, hello. Thank you so much for subscribing. Do I know about the new singer Roberto Soldic? I do not. Even Google needed coffee this morning, right? Thank you so much. You are so welcome. And yes, I am taking questions about writing. I appreciate that. I like those a lot more than I like the trolls. Probably picking up her ashes today. Oh, honey. Oh, I'm so sorry. I said the T word. I know, it's my fault. Today you can blame me. Can a newsletter help with forming that group? Absolutely. Yes. I've been thinking about those audio recorders. Any suggestions? What audio recorders? I don't remember. Like, do you mean audio? I'm sorry. What? Do you mean like software? Do you mean hardware? Do you mean like a voice memo? Do you mean apps? I keep seeing ads for them on TikTok and they transcribe for you. Oh, like that Plod for ChatGPT or whatever, that like you can bring it to a meeting and it transcribes a bunch of stuff for you. Oh, okay. I don't know. I have a fascination with it. I want to try it only because I like trying new things, and I keep telling myself like I don't need that. There's so many other ways to get your voice transcribed that unless you're like serious business meetings and you have multiple speakers and you really do need like a transcription service, I probably wouldn't bother. I would probably just use Google Notes or Google Docs and just use the microphone, which is what I actually do most of the time. The other thing you can do is there's, depending on what you need, Otter.ai, when it first came out, was an absolute game changer for me for ghostwriting. I just hooked it up to my Zoom, and then every time I had a call with a client on my Zoom, it did the transcription for me, and then I would just go in, make a couple tweaks or whatever, and I would save it so that I had something to go look at later if I needed to like reference anything instead of going through a video. Mostly because I prefer reading over video. But I mean, that was, 1 to 2 calls a week at most. Most weeks, yeah, I think most weeks it was 2 calls. So that I used it on. So I don't like, even for me, I wouldn't need something like the actual transcriber thingy that's like $200. Sounds handy, but I don't know. I have my best ideas while driving or cleaning. So for that, okay. So for the one for cleaning, I'm not going to say anything about driving because you should be driving when you're driving, not taking notes. So I'm not going to mention for driving. But for the cleaning, Google Docs works fine. You just open it up on your phone, open up a new, a document called like brain dump or something, and just blah, 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 blah idea. And it's fine. But also I would get into maybe when you sit down to write every day, take a few minutes to do a couple of brain dumps before you start your writing session, and just kind of start training your brain to work while you're at the computer instead of in the car. Good morning. I did that and now I get teased about the ideas. No. I don't know anyone who teases you about the ideas. Everything I see is teasing you about taking the ideas and turning all of them into a whip. Time changes, right? It always hits my kids hard, and then that hits me hard. There's the app called Otter. Yeah, Otter.ai. I don't know why the name Otter. I don't know. But I was using them. They came out with a beta a few years ago. I want to say 2018, maybe 2017, 2018. And I used them right up until 2021, roughly, maybe 2022. They were absolutely phenomenal for everything I was doing. Every last one. Alex is projecting. Plunging the sink and having an idea for Cinderella and making scrambled eggs and got a scene for a stalker book. So, did you write Stalker Cinderella? See, that's what I would do. If I got 32 different ideas, I would probably turn it into like 10 different books by like merging purging. You know what I mean? Like, this will work with this, and this will make a nice, cute plot twist with this, instead of making them all separate. But I am not you, and I am not saying that you have to do it my way at all. Because my way only works for me. Merge and purge. Love that. For me, I have to merge and purge quite often. So when you think migrating trees that pick up and move, what tree comes to mind? Someone said weeping willow. Yeah. I can see that. Mostly I think of like the mulberry trees, or like the trees where the branches go up rather than down. So like I don't think evergreen. But some of the deciduous ones where the branches kind of go up and out, I feel like they would migrate better, because the ones that go down, the branches would drag. I can see weeping willow maybe. Maybe the younger ones that aren't quite reaching the floor. Stalker Cinderella. That would screw up the fairy tale nicely. Yes, it would. Those really big old trees like angel oak with those branches that go in and out of the ground. Oh, that would leave such a trail, wouldn't it? If you saw them, like, and I can imagine they would be like moving kind of, yeah. I like the visual, which is why I thought of my weeping willow. Big ant energy. Yeah. It was what I thought of at first, too, the ants. The young ones move, but the older ones eventually become permanently rooted. Yeah. Japanese cherry blossom. Ooh, yes. They would need to cause issues so they irritate and annoy farms who don't plant during their migration. Older people get stuck in there thinking. They do, don't they? Oh my God, could you imagine like a family of tree ants, but like they have like the whatchamacallit? You know how like different religious groups have like that season of their life where they want like their teenagers or the young adults, the new adults rather, go out on an adventure somewhere and then come back home. You know what I mean? Like go get it all out of your system and then come back home. Like I think the Amish do that, and I think there's a couple of others that do that. Like, go on out there and then come back home. Could you imagine if a tree ant society did that? And like, you know, the saplings were like, you know, learning about their culture, and then they hit teenagedom and like, you know, the early 18, 19-year-old, whatever, which would be different for tree ants, but you know, the equivalent. And then they go tour the world basically, get out there, go see what's, you know, go see what's what, and then come back here when you want to plant your roots. Like the Amish, yeah. Accidentally damming rivers. Could you imagine? Rumspringer. Have you seen the mating dance of the Douglas fir? I have not. Root Springer. Y'all get me. Gotta get a cup of coffee. My typing is terrible. No worries. Go get your coffee. You're on your second cup. I think I'm making a pot. My one cup was not enough. My to-do list today is forever long. Oh no! I woke up, looked in the kitchen, said, yep, not today. Put on blinders, made coffee, now hiding in my office. It sounds like the perfect day. Yeah, I heard a bunch of banging around last night while I was in bed. And then I heard Piper go, shh. So I was like, get back in bed. And I didn't like say anything else. I was just like, get back in bed. I didn't get up or anything. And then I came down this morning and I saw all the things that had caused all the banging and how they're all still on the floor in the kitchen. I'm like, all right. I just made a new schedule, so I start managing my time better because now I am short by an hour. So when there's family drama, when is too soon to write that scandalous based on a true bestseller? Probably same day. You probably want to give it a week to ruminate and like settle. Hot tea on the way. Immediately. Family better buckle up. Listen up, buttercups. Can a YA book have teen and adult POVs? Yes. As long as at least one of the protagonists falls within that realm of being YA and the target readers are YA, yes. Now, the adult kind of depends a little bit because the adult POV might end up pulling it out of YA for part, but it might not. That doesn't mean that the readers won't still like it. But you got to remember, YA tends, like, the tropes that fall within YA don't necessarily fall within new adult, which is why they are separate genres. So YA is coming of age, it's big fish in a little pond, it's, nearing, halfway to near the end of high school ish, kind of things. Whereas new adult is like little fish in a bigger pond, it's freshman year of college. It's, oh shit, me figuring out who I am in the world. Whereas YA is me figuring out who I am in my community, in my family, kind of thing, right? So there's very slight differences. But that doesn't mean that they can't work within the same book. You just got to remember that the POV is probably going to be slightly different as you're writing each character. They're not going to come at it with the exact same perspective, which but just wanted to remind everyone else. If they didn't want people to recount their misdeeds, they should have treated you better. Last year I was petty as heck. I almost read that as pretty as heck, and I was like, just last year. Someone was doing the most, like extreme most, so contacted aunt. That puts them in line. She came immediately. Nice. I think so one of the things that I was working on, I haven't decided if I'm petty enough for this yet. I haven't decided. But toxic client who decided to like do toxic stuff. I was like thinking about it over the weekend, and like a bunch of stuff started coming up, some of which I knew was toxic at the time, and some of which didn't appear as toxic until through hindsight when I realized like, oh damn, that was really toxic. You know what I mean? So I was thinking about writing a book on like kind of based on that song. You see that toxic person and we're walking the other way. See that toxic person and we're walking the other way. Based on that, like all these toxic flags, and just not divulging that they all came from the same client, and just like, here's how to handle your toxic clients or how to get away or whatever. I wish I had an aunt to call in. An extreme most pretty much describes things. Like steal inheritance extreme most. Wow. Wow. Toxic clients are so ugh. They really are. Glad I ran away from home. Don't have to deal. I ran away from home and I still deal with toxic people. Hello. I'm doing great. How are you? Sometimes love is best at a distance, right? Am I toxic? I think I have the ability to be so. I definitely don't try to be. Although, do people really try to be toxic? I do know that there have been more than a few times when dealing with this toxic client where I have like messaged some of the other team members and been like, I'm sorry, she's turning me toxic. I know that, you know, and it like was really upsetting me. And I know that there were times when like just through projection of stress, I yelled at my kids for no reason, which is toxic. But am I a toxic person? No. I actively fight against being toxic, but I think everyone's capable of occasionally being toxic to someone else. Hello, Art. How was your day today? Almost done with chapter 29 of book 8. Awesome. Like interjecting herself in a decades-long friendship before saying the wants to pull a Britney and shave her head. Does fade and hates it, like screaming for help but getting validated. I've made a few videos about past interactions with the ranch, cult, school, church that I grew up in, and then my videos all get reported, so I guess it'll be in my book. Oh, that's hard, because yeah, when you start speaking out against especially something that like cult/church, I don't even think it matters which cult/church. People, like even people who don't belong to said cult, feel like they have an opinion and a need to defend it. It's really weird. A whole province away. Your day was horrible. I'm so sorry. I'll be done with book 8 this month. That's awesome. Hello, pink-haired lady. Hello. In traditional publishing, is there always a chance of them changing your character's plot? And you can be that petty. I have faith in you. Thank you. Will they change your character's plot? Probably not. Here's the thing. When a traditional publisher makes a deal and chooses to represent your book, it's usually because of their determination on being able to sell the book. they're making a bunch of calculations, including how much help you're going to give them to sell your book. That's why having like a platform can be so important. They're also making calculations based on how, their own predictions within the market and how many books they'll be able to sell. And all of that is being balanced against how much is it going to cost them to make it publish worthy. Changing the plot and the characters costs a lot of money because now you're talking big rewrites. And if you, the author, are not willing to do it, then they have to hire someone to do it. That's presuming that you, the author, have signed a contract with them and saying, yeah, do what you want and go ahead. And most of the time, that's not what the contracts say anyway. That costs a lot of money and it costs a lot of time, even if you, the author, are completely willing to do those changes yourself. So it's not usual that they will do big changes to the plot and the characters. Things that they might change might be, hey, can you make this love interest a little bit stronger? And or can you change this fade to black into an actual spicy scene? Or the other way around, hey, can you take this spicy scene out and make it fade to black? Something along those lines. And those types of changes are usually based, again, on their calculations of what is going to sell, based on their predictions, based on how much and how well they know the market, things like that. So they're not going to make major changes to like what happens in the story. Just bits of pieces here and there to make your story sell. I'm going to get back to writing. Take care. All right. Thank you for popping in. Changing the plot is like frying the golden egg. Yeah, exactly. They're not going to do that. They take books based on whether or not they think it's a sure thing or as close to a sure thing as possible based on all their calculations. If they start changing the plot, they lose that sure thing. Can authors have director's cuts? So, technically, no. Technically. Because here's the thing. No publisher is going to put themselves into a position where they are in direct competition with you. They're not going to do it. Now, that said, there probably wouldn't be anything wrong with, depending on the contract, because the contract lasts a certain length of time. So depending on the contract, you wait out that length of time and the copyrights go back to you. Or you purchase the copyrights back from the publisher. And then you can release your own annotated or whatever director's cut of your book if you really truly feel like it has been changed that much. The other thing to keep in mind too is these publishers don't want to ruin your life. They have a few goals. One is to make money, obviously, right? Their first and foremost goal is make money, but their second goal is they want you to have a good, positive experience. If you don't have a good and positive experience with them and achieving your dreams of being published with them, they're not going to get many more authors. You know what I mean? All it takes is one really good viral blog post, and a bunch of authors who may have solicited to them before will start withdrawing their manuscripts. They don't want that either. They want you to have a positive experience. They want it to work out for you. They're not trying to just like take over your book and overwrite everything with their own opinions. When they do make suggestions, it's based on your book will sell better if. So it's usually based on their experience, and they probably know more than a single author knows, simply because there's so many of them. Doesn't mean you have to take it by any means, but it's not just we don't like it. It's what's going to sell, because money. Stephen King did. Yeah, but I don't think at the same time. What's up, Stud Muffin? Hello. Use cutscenes as newsletter magnets or put them on a website like Brandon Sand. Yes, now that you can do. Absolutely. See what I did, Seisha? You two are silly. Sorry. You can blame me for that one. And SK didn't do it at the same time. You're right. Yeah, because most publishers, they're not going to want to be in direct competition with you. That's why there's such a gap. You can self-publish a book, and if you do really good job, let's say you self-publish a book and then you sell 3,000 copies in 6 months, and you go, dang, if I had gone through a traditional publisher, I could probably have sold way more of this, right? And or I really want to try to get this out as a movie, just as an example. And you sold 3,000 copies in 6 months. You can take it down, retire it, and start selling it to publishers. And some of them will wait 2 or 3 or 4 years before publishing it, but they might publish it. Some of them will, especially if you have all that data to back it up and say, look what I did. I on my own sold 3,000 copies in 6 months. Imagine what you could do with your team behind it. And they'll do it. But there's going to be a gap. They're not going to do it right away. Not sorry. And even like at one point in time, do you remember when Stephen King started his pen name? That was solely because his publishers were like, stop. You have to slow down. You're putting too many books out and you're in competition with yourself. And you have to stop. So he created a pen name and started putting the books out in his pen name. And then when his publishers were like, okay, well, your readers are scary and they like all the books, then he came forward with it. You're old. Me too. But publishers don't like being in direct competition. That's also why a lot of, hi, you're not even saying you're sorry. Cat's just like, I want your lap. Ow! Oh my God! Okay, all right, you're done. Ow! Her butt slipped off it, so she like clawed into my leg to stay on. Ugh. James Patterson comes out with stuff, once a month or maybe twice a month? Yeah. But James Patterson started after. I just settled on a pseudonym. Did you? Cats don't apologize. They really don't. They're meanies. Meanies of the domesticated cat. Hi, baby. Hello. I forgive you if you want snuggles. Yes. Hi. I forgive you. Next time, keep your butt on the lap, though. Ouch, right? Here I am. I'm a cat person, and I am. I'm way more of a cat person, and I'm a other people's dog person. Hi, baby. Hello, baby. Hello. You're looking at me like I did you wrong somehow. Like I fell off your lap and clawed into your face. Not face, leg. I've heard it's because he uses a formula style of writing. I'm not entirely sure what that means. So formula writing is Save the Cat. If you followed Save the Cat to a T, right? And you were like, okay, I don't even know what the percentages are. At 5%, I have to have this done. And at 12% is the catalyst. And at, then break into twos at this percent, and so on and so forth. That is a form of formula writing. When you take a basic plotting formula and you use it to outline every single one of your books. Some people hate it. Some people love it. It's obviously working for him. So the people who don't like that he does it, I don't think he cares if you like it or not. Some people don't like it at all. And in fact, when I suggest, hey, go, to start editing, go take a plotting formula and see what you're missing, like they will scoff at me. Like they're like outright, I don't use plotting formulas for anything. Like, great, okay. Don't come to, like that's fine. It's just one tool. But yeah. My cat will run between my legs and get mad because I trip over her. Mine too. If a genie gives you a chance to remove existence of one fictional character, which character will you choose? Penny from Grey's Anatomy. Just read Save the Cat. The screenwriting one, very formulaic for movies. What? No, I've never said that ever. No, I don't think it was you, Alex. When you think Grim Reaper Battle Beast, do you see it with or without shadows? And if I don't see it, I can't see. I mean, I can see, but I have aphantasia. I can't pull up. I can't pull up pictures in my head. You're experimenting with a formula for this novella. All right. Anyway, I don't personally think there's anything wrong with using a formula, especially if you know it works, as long as your creativity is still coming out. I think a lot of people tend to think that formula equals not creative, and those people just don't know how to use a formula. Sarah, it has shadows, a few of them. Sorry, forgot. Oh, you don't have to apologize for that. You love my videos. Thank you so much, D28. All right, y'all. It is about that time, so I'm going to go. Office hours in about 30 minutes, okay, for those of you who are in Word. Everyone else, I will see you tomorrow morning, all right? Go get all the words written. Have an amazing day today, okay?